Peace, peace, peace. What's good, family? Today is day 9 on the 30 days of enlightenment. Today we're gonna be discussing cycles. All right, and we already know about cycles, man. It's called birth and death. The place to play is life. They call it. So, what about cycles can we learn today? Well, when we come to observe cycles, right, we have to just accept what we see about cycles. We call this seasonal living. Winter, fall, spring, summer. These 4 seasons are a cycle of energies that flow throughout the planet Earth. And we start to understand cycles a little bit clearer. You realize that the entire universe is cyclical by its nature. There's an ebb and there's a flow to all of the movements of energy. And you could ask, movements of energy, what you mean? You move in energy right now, inhaling and exhaling over there. This is the ebb and the flow. So in context to the other video we did, I think it was day 7, it was talking about duality. It was probably day 6. Um, Rhythm and cycles kind of flow with duality in a sense, because duality illustrates the two ends, and then cycles mostly shows us the dance between one end and the other end. So to make that a little bit more easily understood, let's observe the 4 seasons again, right? We can observe there are 2 seasons that are more so in the lower energies of frequency, which we call temperature, because we observe in the molecules in the air by how they react based on how it feels outside. So in winter, that's low, it's cold. Fall is cold, right? So this could be conjunct, or it could be in alignment with the exhale of the body, because the inhale is more like bringing energy in, and the exhale out, like that, you see? So the spring and the summer kind of symbolically represent the rising of energy. It gets warmer, right? Boom. Then when it hits, when we start heading into the months, the end of the year, it starts to get colder, symbolizing the exhale. So we can see that the day of the day of the year is 365, as they say. But if we looked at it as a 360, it would definitely cut across 4 ways, because that'd be 90 days in each season, illustrating 90 days of the change, or 180 days from the change of inhale to exhale. Now, I just made the globe as the planet Earth very symbolic with the human body in context of observing the cycles of movement of energy. And I just wanted to break it down this way so that we could see that we are the Earth, and we can continue talking about it. But there's a lot about cycles that, that's a 4. It's number 4. That's 4 seasons, right? We also have 4. It was a 4-year 2020. 2020 was a 4-year because if you do the numerology, you add the numbers of the year together. It's 2 and 2, 0 and 0, 0, 0, 0. 2 and 2 is 4. So last year was a 4-year. And right now we're standing in a 5-year cycles. Now let's talk more about these cycles right quick, because there's a lot of cycles. We got that birth cycle. Our mothers brought us into this reality off that birth cycle of 9 months, right? That's a 9, and these cycles all illustrate their own bringing into awareness. So at the end of the 9 months, you bring into awareness this baby. If you start and you want to understand the cycles, you could understand the cycles of like your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and start to understand, like, the end of the year is normally like the stretch. So where does it begin? Well, it actually begins at the beginning of the year. A lot of times we consider that to be January, but if you're looking at the true cycles, then you see that the start of the true year, which is the energy of rising again, is March. That's spring. So this is the reason why I consider spring to be the beginning of the year, because in the cycle terms of understanding the cycle of the planet Earth, that's actually where some shit start. Because starting the year at the New Year's is kind of like starting the inhale at the middle of the exhale, basically, because it's still cold and we're not really through the whole cycle. So I'm just illustrating cycles for y'all, and those are 2 little examples that we can observe to see the consistency of cycles, and also to learn more about how we manifest in cycles as well, contextually with our queens, our sisters, our mothers, birthing us in the time span of 9 months, right? You can also picture your idea, the conception of your mental picture, and whatever you're bringing into this reality, what you're bringing in from heaven into this planet Earth, you could kind of place that on a 9-month type of scale as well. Like if you have an idea, a business goal, or some type of thing that you're creating, you can put it on a 9-month scale to see, okay, well, 2 months, I want to have all of this done, and this, this going to be done, and that's going to be done. But then at the end of the year, this going to be done. And that's kind of like how the cycle works. It's really about learning to invest the time, basically. But we'll talk more about cycles, family. I just wanted to illustrate that on this day right here. And I'm actually catching up to my own cycles too. So let me go ahead and add this, because like right now, we got some more videos coming up soon, because we're on a couple days behind right now. We're 2 days behind right now. And I'm going to say that first, because I don't need nobody else to tell me. I already know. I'm catching up to myself making these videos. So with that being said, family, I appreciate y'all for watching and for supporting and always sharing love and things. I don't overlook it at all, family. I don't. But yeah, so this is day 9. This is cycles. But before we wrap this video up, let's hit it with a little foundational understanding. Now, I kind of talked about the different cycles, but if we understand the high polarity and the low polarity, we're observing the swing. That's really what we're doing in cycles. We're observing the swing, and to say the motion of the swing, it's kind of like rhythm. Rhythm and cycles kind of can go together. Like, they can hold hands. Like, they could be in the same conversation from my observation. I say that because there's something called the circadian rhythm. And the circadian rhythm is a rhythm, or more so a cycle, of how the body digests, distribute, and utilize nutrients. You can learn more about this at Taste of Vegan. This is where I talk about more of the plant-based stuff. But it's important to understand the body's clock so that you can align yourself with the tick and the tock. That's how I like to tell people, because, for example, the world teaches us break fast. You break the fast from that 8 hours you was just sleeping. But you should do that with pancakes, grits, eggs, and some maple syrup and some orange juice. That's what they would say, right? But if you look at the circadian rhythm and how that illustrates the body's behavior, the elimination stage is actually between, I believe, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. So basically the entire first few hours of the day, the body is actually sweeping the food from last night. And most times people putting more food in at 9 o'clock, and the body's trying to get rid of food from yesterday. So we're really overtaxing our human body from not knowing the cycles. And that's where I'm gonna leave this video at. If you want to learn more about the circadian rhythm, I wrote about it in my first ebook, The Vegan Transition Guide. Y'all can go to tasteofvegan.com to find that. Or y'all can hit me in the DMs. I'll tell you all about the circadian rhythm. And if you want to observe it in other ways, I mean, there's 3 stages of circadian rhythm. It's all about elimination, releasing, and getting rid of toxins, and also waste from the day before. And then there's a stage in a period where you assimilate and you bring in new nutrients. I like to bring in hydrating and moisturizing foods for my first meal. I like to do my smoothies and things like that, because it stretches my energy. I get all that moisture and all those nutrients, and then I get to now reuse those in the what's the last stage? Elimination, assimilation, and y'all gonna have to catch me in my notebook, because I'm gonna need to remember that. I like to remember. So anyway, family, yeah, there's cycles all around this joint, and there's cycles in your business practice. There's cycles in the way in which you work in your kitchen. You know, you get inside the kitchen, you start the cycle. Cut these greens up, cut these onions up, cut this garlic, cut this, cut that. You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning. Then at the end of the cycle, let's talk about cleaning up. Let's talk about where the sponge at, where the soap. You know, we're talking about cycles. So we got to see the way that we cycle our own consciousness so we can observe ourselves. That's how I like to learn. That's how I learn myself. But yeah, so I want to make this video for us. I ain't want to make it too long though, because we're running off. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to talk to y'all in the next video. All right, this is day 9, closing out on cycles. And I'm going to circle back with y'all in a minute. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.